Hello soulmates, I welcome you all back to my channel. Thank you for supporting my channel. Lord bless you in Jesus name. A draft for a basic body for an adult. Though I want to use this particular pattern to make a gown, so I just thought to share the process of making the basic body before I'll do whatever I want to do on the pattern. So let's dive into it. First of all, I'll make my starting line. I'll mark my starting line to help me get a straight line and accurate measurements. The shoulder measurement I'll be using is 16 inches, and 16 inches divided by 2. 16 inches divided by 2 is 8 plus half inch. Note that every of my pattern, I like to add the sewing allowance to it, because initially when I started, I noticed I always forget, and I'm used to this pattern. Yes, now I can still separate it, but I still prefer to do it this way, except on some other occasions that I'll separate it. But for now, I'll add both the sewing allowance, the basic measurement and the sewing allowance will be added together on this pattern and most of my patterns. So take note of that. So the shoulder measurement is 16 divided by 2, we have 8. 8 plus half inch for joining the shoulder to the sleeves is half inch, which makes it 8.5 inches, like so. Then my round armhole is 18 inches. Sorry, my round armhole is 18 inches. 18 divided by 2 is 9, and I'll place it here. Inches. Then I'll also bring the 8.5 for the shoulder. I'll bring it down here. That's 8.5 inch on the shoulder. I'll bring it down here. Now you see that my shoulder to nipple is 10.5, or at times I use 10.25. Then my shoulder to half length, which is my shoulder to my waist, is 16 inches. 16 inches. Then my shoulder to hip is 25.5 inches. I hope you can see that. Then my full length, the full length of that's my shoulder to my knee. Shoulder to my knee is 42. I like to add 2 inches to it to make it 44. Then I'll add 1 inch for folding allowance at the hem. Can you see that now? I'll mark the same thing on the other side to get a straight line. This is 10.25. This is 16 inches. This is 25.5 inches. And the full length, which is 44 inches plus 1 inch for the hem allowance. And then I'll connect the lines. I'm using marker so that it will be clear enough that the lines will be bold. I can see what I'm doing here. That's why I'm using marker. Now for the basic neck measurement is 3 inches, but I want to use 3.25 inches. And I also connect this one. Okay. For the front shoulder slope, I'll be using 1.5 inches for the front shoulder slope. Now this basically is for the front pattern. You can see it is on fold. When you are cutting your basic body measurement, you divide by 4 to get the actual measurement. That's why I'm folding this into 2. But normally if I'm using pattern, I just use one piece, but because I want to use this exact pattern to create a star, let me just use that word. That's why I'm using it this way. So connect the shoulder to the neckline. Then from there, I'll go over 1/2 inch. This is 1/2 inch already. Go over 1/2 inch for the joining of the shoulder. Now for the armhole, we have 7.5 length. 7.5, then we'll take 7.5 divided by 2, we have 3.75, which is here. And on this place, I'm going by 1 inch. 1 inch for my front armhole. I'm going by 1 inch. Now my bust measurement is 38. 38 divided by 4 is 9.5 inches. 9.5 inches, and I'll place it here. 9.5 inches here. Then I'll add my sewing allowance. Mostly I use 1 inch, and at times I use 1.25 inches. Here I'll be using 1.25 here, and the same thing here too. 9.5 and 1.25. Then my waist is 32. 32 divided by 4 is 8 inches. 32 divided by 4 is 8 inches. Then I will be adding a dart to it, dart of 1 inch, 1 inch dart. Then my sewing allowance is 1.25. Then my hip line, my hip is 42. My hip is 42, and 42 divided by 4 is 10.5. 42 divided by 4 is 10.5 plus sewing allowance 1.25. And on the hem, I will use the same hip measurement. I'll use the same thing on the hem line, which is 10.5 plus 1.25. Can you see that now? Then I'll connect the lines. On this part, you can use the a straight ruler instead of the curved part. I prefer to use this. Can you see that? And let's use a straight ruler to connect it like so. just connect the lines. Can you see that now? Then I'll connect my armhole to this point. That is my chest, my bust measurement. That's where I'll connect the curve to my bust. Can you see that now? Then connect it this way. Can you see that? Now I'll input my dart measurement. My nipple to nipple measurement is 7 inches. Nipple to nipple is 7 inches. 7 divided by 2 is 3.5. And that's where my dart will be. The dart I added is 1 inch, which is half inch on both sides. On this side, I also input the nipple to nipple measurement, and I will do that on this part too. But I'm going up by 2 inches from the hip measurement, from the hip line, 2 inches up, and from the bust point I'll go down by 0.7 inches, 0.75 inches. Then I'll connect the lines. Can you see that now? And that is that. Then for the neck measurement, for the neck depth, if you want a curved, that's a round neck, you can just input it here. But for me, I want a V. It's a side V that I want to make. I want a side V neckline. So here, for the depth, for the front depth, I'll be using 4.5 inches because I don't want it to be too open. 4.5 inches. I will still leave it at 3.25. 4.5 inches. But for now, I'll not be cutting the neckline. But if it is a round neck you want, you can use a 4 by 4 inches, 4 inches by 4 inches. I just place your curve like so and connect for your round neck. Can you see that now? But for me, I want a side V, so I will not be cutting it now until I open it up. And now our front, I'd like to add the bust dart. For me, my front half length is longer than my back half length by 1 inch, so I'll be using it as my bust dart. Can you see that now? Now connect it to the nipple to nipple measurement like so. Can you see that? And now the front pattern is ready. Now cut it out now, so I can go to the back pattern. Can you see that now? So for the bust that, if you can leave it this way, cut it on the dress, then you join it while sewing. But for me, I want to eliminate the dark, so I'll just cut it out like so. And I'll take it for this way. Can you see? Just the same way we started for the front pattern, we'll do the same for the back pattern. Now I'll mark my starting line. I sew. Zipper allowance, I always like to use 1 inch for the zipper allowance. 1 inch. 1 inch. All the way down. 1 inch. Now for the back piece, I've marked out the zipper allowance. Then my shoulder measurement is 16 divided by 2 plus half inch, that is 8.5. Then my round armhole is 18 inches divided by 2, which is 9. And I also bring down the shoulder measurement here. Connect it like this. Remember, the neck width I use is 3.5 inches. 3.25 inches, sorry. Now for the back shoulder slope, I'll be using 1 inch. And we have 8 inches remaining there, which is 4 inches. Now going by half inch. My shoulder to my back half length is 15 inches. Remember, my front half length is 16 inches, while my back half length will be 15 inches. And I will put my waist to hip measurement. Waist to hip measurement. And my full length. My full length is 44 with 1 inch. I'll do the same thing on the other side. Now mark the same thing on the other side. Back half length is 15 inches. Now I'll put my shoulder to hip and the full length of the gown.
The full length is 44 minus 1 inch.
44. 1 inch.
43.
Now I'll connect the lines. Measurement, which is 38 divided by 4, 9.5 plus my sewing allowance. Sorry. Connect the shoulder, half inch for joining of the shoulder too. Waistline, you know our back is not straight, and our back is not straight from the waistline, kind of. So at the waistline, I'll go in by 0.75 inches, 0.75 inches. Then I'll connect it to the hip and to the chest area. Connect it like so. Like you want to determine the back neck depth. Back neck depth is 1 inch. 1 inch for the back neck depth. Then you can come down by either 1 inch or 1.5 inches and connect it to the waistline. Doing this to avoid the zipper board at the back. Then connect it to the hip line, like so. Connect it to the hip line. Can you see that? Then remember, we took out 0.75 inch here. Then we are replacing it here. We are replacing the zipper allowance here. And connect it like so. Can you see it now? Can you see it? Then from here now, from this point, not from here, from this point, we take in our bust measurement. Can you see that there is difference now? If you take it from here, then instead of from here, that's after the zipper 0.75 inches. That after connecting it, when you take it from this point, so this is now the correct one, and the allowance is here. Then for the waist now, you're taking the dart for the waist. You start from this exact point, not here. From here, still 3.5, and same. I'll be using half inch on both sides. waist is 8 inches. That is 32 inches divided by 4 is 8 inches. Take it from here. 8 inches plus 1 for the dart and 1.25 for drawing another one. Then my hip measurement is 42 divided by 4 is 10.5. 10.5 plus 1.25. Take the same thing down to the hem line. Remember, you take it after the zipper allowance, not on the zipper allowance, not before the zipper allowance. Now connect the lines. Mind the fact that this place is straight, that's to the waistline. By the time you take in the dart and back tightening, the waist tightening at the back, it will come, you give it a shape after sewing. Now connect the armhole also. Yeah, our bag piece is ready. Sort it out. Now, our back piece is also ready. Front piece. Front piece. Okay, alright, so this is the end of the video. Thank you for watching. Remain rapturable. Thank you.